Have you ever felt like the whole promise of travel, to connect, to discover, to really recharge, kind of gets lost in the craziness of modern life? Well, today we're going to dig into a really powerful idea that rethinks the whole purpose of our journeys: regenerative tourism. It's a super hopeful new way of looking at how travel can do more than just let us escape. It can actually help heal the world, and maybe, just maybe, us too. So let's dive in and see what that's all about.
Wow, this quote, it just nails a feeling so many of us have, right? In a world that's so fast-paced and digital, it is so easy to feel disconnected, ungrounded. And that analogy, a tree with weak roots, that is powerful. It really speaks to this deep human need we have for connection, to a place, to people, and to our own story. And that leads to this huge question. What if the very act of traveling, instead of making us feel even more disconnected, could actually help us plug back in? What if our trips could strengthen not only our own roots, but the roots of the places we go to visit? Okay, so to really get why this new idea is such a big deal, we first have to look at the problems with the old way of doing things. I mean, we've all seen those stunning pictures of paradise, but what we don't always see are the hidden costs of getting everybody there. When the world kind of shut down for a bit during the pandemic, it really threw these issues into the spotlight. Over-tourism was just burning out our most beloved places, creating all kinds of social friction and damaging fragile ecosystems. And it also showed us just how shaky some economies that depend on tourism really were. It became pretty clear that this model, well, it just isn't working long-term. So a lot of us have heard of sustainable travel, right? It's been the goal for a while. But regenerative tourism is asking us to go a step further. It's about a much deeper commitment to the places we visit, and really importantly, to the people who actually call them home. And here is the absolute key difference. It's a huge shift in mindset. Sustainable tourism is all about minimizing your negative impact. It's about doing less harm. Regenerative tourism, on the other hand, is an active approach. It's not just about leaving no trace, it's about leaving a positive one. It's about actively doing good. So what does that look like in the real world? Well, it all boils down to one core principle: leave a place better than you found it. And this goes way beyond just picking up your trash at the beach. We're talking about actively contributing to the renewal of a destination's entire system, its society, and its environment. Now, this is where the idea gets, well, really deep. Because while a term like regenerative tourism might sound like some modern, trendy buzzword, the philosophy behind it is anything but new. In fact, it's ancient. See, this isn't some new invention. It's more like a rediscovery. We're not creating a new philosophy from scratch. Instead, it's about returning to a much more holistic worldview that has guided Indigenous communities for thousands of years. At its heart is this idea that we're not separate from nature. We're part of it. We're in a symbiotic relationship. And that perspective is what creates that feeling of groundedness we're all looking for. It's a mindset that works with nature, respecting its limits and its rhythms. And honestly, it's this deep, integrated wisdom that has made these cultures so incredibly resilient for centuries. Okay, so the philosophy is pretty powerful, right? But how do we turn this big idea into something that actually works in the real world? Let's take a look at the blueprint for making it happen. So here it is. This is the Regenerative Tourism Framework. And you can just think of it like a guide, a roadmap for both the destinations themselves and for us as travelers. The whole point of it is to shift the focus of tourism away from just profits and visitor numbers and back to the well-being of the place and its people. The framework basically has two sides to it, and it's a real partnership. On one side, you've got the supply side, which is the responsibility of the destination, the hosts, the local government, the businesses. And on the other side, you have the demand side, which is our role as travelers. This whole thing only works when both sides are on board. So on the destination side, their job is to create the right conditions for renewal, make sure things are stable, and offer experiences that are genuine. And on our side as travelers, our role is to show up with the right mindset, to be conscious, to be aware of our impact, and to actually want to make a positive difference by supporting local culture and local businesses. It's a true two-way street. So what does a real regenerative experience actually feel like? Well, according to this framework, it has three key hallmarks. First, it's original. It's genuine and totally unique to that place. Second, it has symbolism, meaning it's ethical, honest, and deeply rooted in the local culture. And finally, it involves activity. It's human-centered and it invites you to be a part of it, not just a spectator. So this all leads to the big question, right? How can you and I actually do this? Well, it's not really about a checklist of things you have to do. It's about a fundamental shift in how we approach travel in the first place. Now, check this out. You might find this surprising. Right now, it's estimated that only about 1% of people globally are actively looking for these kinds of deep, self-transforming travel experiences. It's a pretty small niche. But, and this is a huge but, here's the really hopeful part. That number isn't set in stone. That 1% proves what's possible, and the other 99% of us have the potential to start thinking that way too. It's a massive opportunity for positive change. So where do we look for inspiration for this kind of thinking? We find it in principles that have existed for centuries. To make this feel less like an abstract idea, let's look at this incredible concept from the Maori culture of New Zealand, kaitiakitanga. It's this beautiful idea of guardianship. It's not about owning something, but about having a deep responsibility to care for the environment and for people, always thinking about the generations to come. That right there is the essence of a regenerative mindset. And kaitiakitanga doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's part of this whole beautiful web of values. There's manakitanga, which is the spirit of hospitality and kindness. There's wanangatanga, the importance of building community and connection. And tiaki, this deep, deep commitment to care. These aren't just words, they are principles for how to live and how to be in the world. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. Think about it. A visitor just passes through, but an ancestor leaves a legacy. They think about the future they are creating with every action they take today. So the next time you plan a trip, ask yourself this. Are you just going to be a visitor, or are you going to be an ancestor? Will you simply consume a place, or will you contribute to its story, leaving it even better for everyone who comes after you?